This is another Crafty Sausage video, and today I am going to show you this shifting maze. So you can see here, it's a pretty simple design with just some bats and pistons and pressure plates. And it's a pretty simple underground maze here, you can see. It's just sort of dug into the ground. Up there is how you actually leave the maze, and this is sort of where you can look down into at whoever is doing the maze. And then this is the actual exit to the maze. So the way this thing works is we have a bat under the glass in here, and then there's two pressure plates in there, which you might be able to see. They're sort of hard to see because they're stone pressure plates. You can just barely see a little bit of it there. And the bat flies around and undoes the pressure plates and moves them around so that way the walls extend and unextend, making the maze shift, as you can see what it's doing right here. It's a pretty simple design, and it's also a pretty small one, so it didn't take up too much room. Now, I will tell you, this maze, especially with the shifting walls and stuff, it is so tricky to do because there's two strategies to doing this. You could either run around and keep moving constantly, or even when you see a wall close in front of you, or when you see a wall close in front of you, you wait for the wall to open to go through it. Now, there are some spots I think over here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I think right in here, where you can get trapped in spots like this so easily. And actually, some of them where they're not like huge, but they're not like small. Like this one right in here. They're sometimes really tricky to get out of. So you're just sort of trapped in a little part of the maze trying to wait for the wall to open. And in that situation, you sort of have to. Now, the blue line in the center here, you might notice it's all red carpet. Now, that's totally not because I just didn't feel like making the floor all nice. And oh, there's a shifting wall there. And also it made a really good way to hide the lighting. But anyways, the blue line is the center, so that way you know which side of the maze you're on. The blue diamond in the center, this is how I make most of my mazes, where at least underground mazes, where I'll make a straight line the whole way through, as you can see, and then I'll chop it right in the center and make it hard to get around. And the leaves, the reason I chose leaves on the top, in birch leaves specifically, is because, well, one, they're the most easy to see through, so you can see the person below you very easily. And the other reason I picked them is because if we go down in here, you can't use, what's the button? Oh, there we go. See, you can't use third person to look up through them, whereas with glass, you would be able to just look up right through the glass and see above the maze, and then you could see the path since you could see above the maze. So here, I can show you a little bit what would happen if we just did that. You could see above the maze, see, and then you could sort of cheat a little bit. And I wanted to be able to see above the maze, but not have the person doing it be able to see it. And birch leaves just happened to be the most transparent, so that's why I chose birch leaves. So this is also not your average type of maze where there's one correct way to go, and then all the other ways are wrong. That's not the type of maze that this is, because you can see all the way through here, this corner over here is that way. Well, there's only one way and all the rest is wrong, but once you get past this point right here, all the rest of this, there's a bunch of different ways you can get to this point right here, as you can see by stuff like this. So that way you can't stick to one wall and then eventually just go around the whole maze and make it, because the way the maze was made. And also the diamond in the corners is all the four of the corners. So by doing that, it gives you a little bit of a hint as to where you are, because otherwise the underground mazes do get a little disorienting. Anyway, I think that's about it for this video. This is another Crafty Sausage video. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe too while you're at it.